the use of used to.
Now, the first thing that I always say when I'm teaching used to is I talk about the pronunciation. I like to get it together, used to, and I always write it like how it sounds in Spanish, so like with like I, you, with the tilde, stu, used to. Suena bien así. And then you've got two real different ways of using used to, right? What would be the first one that you mentioned?
De estar acostumbrado.
Estar acostumbrado, eso es. To be used to.
Yeah.
Y acostumbrarse.
To get used to.
Eso es. Entonces, acostumbrado, used to. Bien. Estoy acostumbrado a hablar español en mi trabajo.
I'm used to speaking Spanish at work.
Very nice. And something else that we can remember here, when you put a verb after used to in this context, estar acostumbrado, acostumbrarse, what have we got to remember about the verb?
The verb comes in the gerund, the ing.
In the ing. What about this one then? Ella no está acostumbrada a ser la persona más importante en la empresa. She's not used to being the most important person at the company. Acostumbrarse, to get used to, con el verbo. En el gerundio, tampoco hace falta poner un verbo después. Claro, yo puedo decir, estoy acostumbrado a la comida española. I'm used to Spanish food. True, really used to it. I love it. Pero si pongo un verbo, pues tengo que poner un verbo en el gerundio. Yo tardé 1 año en acostumbrarme a vivir en España.
It took me a year to get used to living in Spain.
Probably true for me. Probably took me about a year to get used to it. Very different. So there we go. That's one way of using used to. But then the other one is a little bit more complicated. Referred to in our books and nuestro material, used to past form.
Yeah.
What about this one then?
So it's used to describe something that you did in the past but you don't do anymore.
And I really like that. It's intimately related to not anymore. Realmente para mí, used to, past form, is a synonym of not anymore. It's really, really closely related there. Because if I say, I used to live in Madrid, that really means that now I don't live there. I used to, but not anymore. Yo antes era feliz.
I used to be happy.
Joder, qué triste la frase. I used to be happy. Which basically means that you're not happy right now. You're not happy anymore. But you used to be, but not anymore. Wow. Is that the case?
No, I'm still happy.
I'm glad to hear that. Me too. We had a chat about this the other day. I've been working in this profession now for 16 years. A long time. I've always had an issue with the translation into... Like, what did I say the other day? Do you remember?
About el verbo soler.
Yeah. But have you ever heard people say, oh, used to is como decir solía?
That's how I was taught the meaning in Spanish when I was in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was taught incorrectly.
Yeah, it's almost like common, almost like knowledge.
Yeah.
I disagree. The reason I don't agree with that translation of used to as in solía, for me, is incorrect because you can't say yo solía vivir en Santander. Para mí sería yo antes vivía en Santander. There's a really good example as well que tenemos en el libro. Yo antes era cura. I wouldn't say yo solía ser cura. I would say yo antes era cura. I used to be a priest. So people think that solía is used to. And then for the present then, they'll go, entonces solía is the past, so si yo quiero decir, yo suelo comer con mis padres los sábados, what do?
Oh, they say I used to. Yeah, they use it wrong.
So they just take away the D.
Yeah,
No se puede quitar la D y si quieres decir suelo, o ella suele, nosotros, el soler, it's not used to. Entonces, used to, past form, antes más el verbo en pasado. We're going to practice right now with some examples. The first one we'll give to Hannah.
Antes vivía en Portugal.
Very nice. And in English?
I used to live in Portugal.
Amazing. Antes, Hannah vivía en Portugal. Hannah used to live in Portugal. ¿Qué quiere decir? Que ya no vive ahí. Because used to, in this context, is intimately related to not anymore. Next one, for you. Yo antes comía en buenos restaurantes. Tell me in English. Nice. I used to eat in good restaurants. Hannah, what about the next one?
Ella antes trabajaba los sábados.
Wow. Tell us in English.
She used to work on Saturdays.
She used to. She doesn't anymore, but she used to. Wow. Antes, Hannah tocaba el piano. Tell us in English. Yes, Hannah used to play the piano. Get that used to. Todo junto así. Used to. Tell me. Hannah used to play the piano. It's true. We'll go with Hannah for the next one.
Antes yo hacía lo que quería.
Tell us in English.
I used to do what I wanted.
Amazing. Me too. I used to do what I wanted. Yo antes hacía lo que quería. Pero ya no. What about the next one? Antes yo era feliz. Tell me in English. I used to be happy. Qué frase más triste. It's not true for me. I'm always happy. And we'll finish with one from Hannah.
Okay. Antes era rico.
Tell us in English.
I used to be rich.
Wow, I love that sentence. I used to be rich, but I'm not anymore. So, used to. It's not that difficult. Intimately related to not anymore. No tiene nada que ver con solía. Si quieres usar soler en presente, no puedes decir used to. It's usually.
Yeah.
Used to in the past. Antes más el verbo en pasado. Bien. So, another crucial point. Thanks so much for listening. Don't forget, si quieres asistir a nuestras clases online en la academia online, en el gym, vamos a poner tu inglés en forma en el gym. Puedes asistir a nuestras clases todos los días de lunes a viernes. Haz clic en el enlace en la descripción de este podcast para más información. Estaríamos encantados de verte en clase. Estaríamos encantados de ayudarte a dominar el inglés. Entonces, tenemos ganas de verte en clase. Hannah, thanks so much for preparing this podcast.
Of course, thanks for having me on.
Pleasure as usual. I'm really enjoying recording these with you. And we'll be back again next week for another one. So don't forget to follow us on Instagram. That's Let's Speak English. Don't forget to check us out on TikTok. That's Let's Speak English. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel. And we're on Spotify as well. Apple Podcasts. Check it out. We'll be back next week para más inglés útil para el día a día.